guys, welcome back to the Mission Empowered podcast with me, your host Emily. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and hello to everyone watching, hello to everyone listening, all of that jazz. I have got to stay still because I use little segments of my podcast on my Instagram now, and something I realized was, I do like the Cupid shuffle when I'm on the screen. I'm like left, right, and I need to try and stay still. It's very hard when you are. I feel like sometimes I'm a bit like a Disney character. I'm all hands and look, I just did it then, all hands dance moves. So I'm going to try and keep it nice and still for this week's episode. See how we get on. So this week's episode is a follow-on episode from last week, talking about getting you guys on side from home workouts to gym workouts, and why I feel everybody really does need to make the effort to be getting themselves into the gym. But I absolutely understand that if you have been working out from home for years, you have been going to the gym or doing classes for years, it can be scary to make that move. And today's episode is all about giving you the tips and hacks to make that move and have this little tick list of, have I done what Em's going to tell me, because I know I can make that transition, because you want results and you're not seeing results doing your home workouts. You're not seeing results doing your HIIT classes, your spin classes, and you just want that confidence and that help to move into the gym to start getting the results. Let's do this. So first thing we need to remember is that it's nerve-wracking, right? Whether you've been going to a gym for 10 years, but you just use this pool and the sauna. I'm laughing because I spoke to one of my best friends on the phone last night, and I said to her, how are you getting on in the gym, babes? You know, what's going on? She was like, oh yeah, I've been going. I've just been, using the sauna. I was like, right, okay. So that isn't going to, be getting the results that we want. So it made me laugh when I just said that. So anyway, making the move from the classes, from the swim to the pool into, the holy grail of the resistance section in the gym. So as I was saying, it's nervous to do that. It can be nerve-wracking, and I get that. Not just from moving, but from, even if you think, right, I'm gonna sign up and go to a gym. I've never been to a gym before, but I'm gonna do it after listening to last week's podcast. Again, one of my clients rang me yesterday and she said, I listened to last week's podcast. By the way, this client is blind. Okay, shout out Karina, because I know that she listens to all of my podcasts and she'll love this. But she rang me and she said, I listened to your podcast last week, right? And I really want these results and know it's going to be tricky for me, but I've signed up to a gym. I'm going to do it. Like, that shit is the dedication that I'm talking about. This client of mine is registered blind. Like, she obviously, it's a massive anxiety for her to go into the gym, but listening to the podcast and understanding what I was saying, she's then got it implemented. Like, that's the type of person that's going to get results. So if you're not going to the gym just because you're a little bit scared, like, that's not a big enough reason, girls. And we're going to sort that out for you today. So, right, I've gone around the houses. Let's go. Joining a gym or moving from a class into the gym is nerve-wracking. I get it. Okay, it can give us a little bit of what we call like gym anxiety. It's an absolute real thing. Even I know, being a gym instructor. So background of me, if we're new here and we're just listening to this, background of me, right? I started in the fitness industry at the age of 15, I think I was, cleaning the toilets. Okay, cleaning the change rooms. The gym said to me, come and work in the gym cleaning, we'll pay for all your qualifications. I was like, sold. So that's what I did. Started as a gym cleaner, got a fitness instructor qualification, went onto the gym floor, then went on to teach classes, which is why I'm so knowledgeable on results on classes versus resistance training. I've been there, done that. Then I went into studio coordinating, gym management, and then still PT'd, and now I do this, right? So my background has literally been in the gym, but I'm 34, nearly 35. So I've been in the gym for nearly 20 years. Feel old, but anyway. And if someone said to me, we're going to go to this big new gym and you're going to do a workout session, I'd still get a bit of gym anxiety. Not because I'm worried about, anyone looking at me or anything like that, but purely for the fact that it's a big gym, probably not going to know where stuff is. And so I would still implement the tips that I'm going to do for you right now, going to a new gym. Okay. So take it from me. It's okay to feel a little bit nervous, but that nervousness is not enough to hold us back from the benefits of going to the gym. So the benefits of going to the gym, and I touched on this last week, so I'm not going to go massively into it. It's not just about getting results, okay? Being in the gym is great for your mental health, for your self-confidence. having that little bit of time that is for you. If you are busy at work, you're a mum, you're a wife, you're a carer, whatever it is, having that time to go to the gym for you is so powerful from a mental health perspective as well. So yes, we're going to talk about like results and stuff and what we get from the gym, but there is a whole library of reasons of why also the gym is really good for us as well. So, also, I say so as a filler word. We spoke about this last week. We need to work on that. Getting into the gym then, you can feel anxious and you can feel nervous. So the biggest thing for me is getting you into the gym and feeling confident and feeling comfortable. So this is point number one, okay? Point number one on moving into the gym, into the weights area, into the resistance training, sign up to a new gym, it's just literally go and look round. So you do not have to show up on your first session of that gym and be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I've got no idea where everything is, but I need to smash a workout. I need to PB. I need to do deadlifts and squats. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because this habit we're going to build you into, we're looking to build in as like a lifelong habit. So that first 1 to 2 weeks, you don't have to go in and smash all your workouts. That first session, this is what I want you to do, right? You are going to go to the gym and you are going to go to the toilet. Yes, the toilet, to the changing rooms, and then you're going to go, right, I know where they are, suss them out. Then you are going to walk to the cardio equipment, sit, you don't have to sit on a bike, do a cross trainer, do a treadmill, whatever, and look and take it in. And take in the gym atmosphere. Have a little look. Okay, there's the fixed weight machines, there's the dumbbell machines, there's some free space, and take it in. Once you've done 15 minutes on the treadmill or whatever cardio and you're taking in the atmosphere, go and have a little once round, little once over of the gym, and then leave. That's your first session. Because that first session, above all else, is going to remove your overwhelm. It's going to increase your confidence of, I know where the toilets are, I know where the changing rooms are, I know where the resistance stuff is, I know where the free space is if I want to do some body weight stuff, okay? Tick off. The next time you go to the gym, you can set yourself, right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do 10 minutes on the treadmill because I still need to get comfortable with being in this environment. Then I'm going to pick 3 exercises, and it might be lower, it might be upper, whatever, that I'm going to go and do, get my head round, and then guess what you're going to do? You're going to leave. So building up your gym experience is absolutely done in stages. You do not have to rock up the very first time and smash out a workout that's amazing, okay? You just need to build your confidence to go. And doing this the first maybe week or so that you have joined a new gym or that you're moving from classes to resistance training to build up your confidence. That is your first thing that you are going to do. You are going to get comfortable, you are going to get confident, and most importantly, you're going to find out where the loos are. It's very important that we know that, okay? Then, number 2. So let's call this week 2. So week 1, point 1, confidence, comfortable, know where the loos are, okay? Number 2 is having a plan. Okay, now this is point 1 of action, okay? Point 1 we've just covered is about like the mental side, but this is still very, very important that when you go to the gym, you actually have a purposeful plan that you are following to go, that you are following to do when you go. Because one of the biggest things of why people quit the gym is they never have a plan. So they rock up, and if we don't have a plan and something to measure our progress, do we feel like we're progressing? No. Are we motivated? No. Do we then stop going? Yes. So having a plan is super important. Now, this is where the power of working with a coach can come in, okay? But if you're not in the position to work with a coach, you literally can go on the internet and, put in a 3-day gym plan for beginners or 3-day gym plan for lower body, and you can find it. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the best thing for you, because obviously doing what I do for my job, I don't think it is, and that's why I have a job, is because I don't, rate just pulling willy-nilly plans off, because I'm all about making it work for you. But you can do that, okay? And actually, I'm going to be like a little bit, hypocritical? No, not hypocritical. I'm just not going to be very good to sell myself here. If you're not in the position to work with a one-on-one coach, there are so many apps that you can do. That's probably what I'd recommend, an app over a plan off Google. I'd recommend an app, okay? I can't tell you any names of them because I don't know, but I'm sure you could Google the best fitness apps and get one. But anyway, Getting a plan. Let's go back to it. So getting a plan gives us purpose. It also gives us that confidence of you don't have to go to the gym and think, shit, what am I doing today? Oh, I'm not sure. And then we get in there and you're like, oh no, I was right. I'm going to do some squats. I'm not really feeling squats. I'm going to do some, shoulder press. Oh, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm actually just going to go on the cross trainer because you haven't got a plan. And I bet so many of you are listening to this thinking, oh my God, she is literally talking to me because I know it. Okay. So having a plan gives us purpose of, right, this plan is telling me the 5 exercises I need to do, the rep ranges I need to do, the rest I need to do, because it should be. That's the plan that I'm following. So you know that when you go in, if squats is your first exercise, it doesn't really matter if you're not feeling it because it's on your plan, so you're going to do it. And it's going to push you and give you that, it's going to give you that confidence to walk in and go, I know what machine I'm looking for straight away. It's also going to give you that motivation or like that action that you don't need motivation to be like, oh, can't really bother doing 3 sets of this, so I'm going to choose something else. It's on your plan. And we're going to talk about plan in it like further along in a second. But having a plan for the most important thing is going to give you the confidence to be able to rock up to the gym and know what you're doing, not have to think about what you're doing. Okay. Right. So we've talked about purposeful plan. Side note of that, going to the gym, and I've touched on this very earlier on, is that we don't want to be joining a gym and then going to all the classes. So if we're a newbie and we're not joining the gym, we're not sidestepping into the gym, we're joining the gym, please don't go in and do all the classes. For me, that is such a waste of a gym membership. If you're trying to get physical results, you're trying to get stronger, fitter, shape change, progress in what you're doing in your workouts, going to a class isn't going to do that for you. And as I said at the beginning, I've been a class instructor. At one point in my career, I kid you not, I was teaching about 25 classes a week. 25 classes. When I think back now, I'm like, how was I even functioning? Anyway, 25 classes a week, still weren't in like epic shape. I was probably malnourished and exhausted, but I weren't in great shape. And that is the proof in the pudding, is that when we go to classes, they are very focused on cardio. So yes, they are going to improve your cardiovascular, so get you fitter for sure if you put the effort in. They're great for socializing. They are. If you go to a class and you see your mate there or you go together, brilliant. Love that for you. It's really important. But that's about it. That's about it on the classes. They're good for fitness. They're good for socializing. Actually, they will give you that endorphin hit as well of getting your blood pressure, getting your heart rate up. But getting your heart rate up. So you will leave the class being like, woo, I feel so good, which is lovely because it's a great feeling to have. But it's very important to know that that type of workout is not going to promote shape change, muscle tone, glutes, growing the glutes, growing the shoulders, whatever you want to do. It's not going to do it. So that's why if you are a class bunny right now and you are wanting that shape change, I'm not telling you have to take it all out. Absolutely not. But I am saying you probably do need to be in the resistance training 3 times a week and then maybe doing 1 or 2 classes a week for your cardio. Compromise, find that balance, still get results, still enjoy your classes, okay? But swapping that out and doing 4 classes on resistance training, it's not going to cut it. It's really not, okay? So don't sign up to the gym after listening to last week's podcast and then just go and do a load of classes. And yes, I am still talking about body pump, by the way, which is always the class where people come to me and say, yeah, but I do body pump. I'm like, it's the same thing. You are using the same weight to do a back squat and a bicep curl. No, you are not getting results doing that. Body pump is still like a majority cardiovascular class because you're just doing higher reps of it. Okay. So yeah, we've covered that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about in having our plan is about tracking your plan. And again, do you know what I hate? I'm not a basher, right? I'm not a basher person. It's not in my blood. I love everyone and all that. But I'm also a very sciencey backed coach, and that's where a lot of my results come from the education that I've got. So I feel like everything I say, it sounds like I'm bashing classes. And like I said, I'm not. For the fitness side and the social side, they're great, but you do have to get around your head that you're not going to get results from doing it. And the next thing I'm going to say is going to relate to that as well. tracking your workouts, tracking your progressive overload, which we'll touch on of what that is in a second, is what's going to get you results. And you cannot do that in a class. You just can't, because the music's on, you're nodding, you're smiling, you're singing. Like, you're not thinking about your form. You're not thinking, how many reps have I got left here? Am I going to push this? Okay, which is what we need to be thinking when we're doing, when we're in the gym working out. Side note, if you want a little bit more on in detail, there is a podcast that I've done previously called How to Get Toned. If you haven't listened to that, go and listen to that. So we're just going to briefly overview some things in that now. So tracking your plan. What are we tracking? So we're tracking something called progressive overload. Now, progressive overload when we train for shape change is something we absolutely need to do. Okay, so that means we have our plan, and every time we go to the gym to do our plan, we are looking at our reps, our weights, our form, and making sure we are better in that every single session. So progressive overload, the clue should be starting to come through now, is progressing on the reps, progressing on the weight, progressing on feeling that exercise like we're performing it better. So all of these things are classed as progressive overload. So in context, what that might look like is you've got a plan of back squat, and in that plan of back squat is 3 sets of 12 reps. Okay, 3 sets of 12 reps on the back squat. So 1 week you do 50 kilograms. I'm just plucking numbers out of thin air here, but 50 kilograms on your back squat, and you manage to do 50 kilograms for 12 reps on set 1 and set 2. But set 3, you could only get 10 reps out, okay? Because then you felt like your form was going. So next week, to progressively overload that, we're going to do a couple of options. Number 1 is we're going to go for 50 kilograms, all 3 sets of 12, because you're improving by 2 reps on that last set. That's going to push you forwards. That is progressive overload, okay? The other option is you might say, well, actually, what I'm going to do this week is put my weight up on my first set and try and get up to 12 reps on 52 kilograms, and then try and do 50 kilograms on the next 2 sets. Again, rather than the reps going up, the weight's going up on this, okay? You do not have to do both with progressive overload. You don't every single session have to go up in weight and reps, okay? You can choose one or the other. The other and third option that I said is form. So you might find a weight that you can do your 3 sets of 12 back squats on, but you know the last few reps of your sets, they're a struggle. They don't feel as good as the first few reps. You don't feel as strong. So if you know that and you think, I genuinely can't put the weight up, then what you could focus on is actually making them reps feel better. And feeling like that 12th rep, that looked pretty much the same as the first rep. I know it felt harder, but I managed to keep my technique more. That is progressive overload from a form point of view. Okay. Now, hopefully, this is huge. And I know I'm taking my time explaining this, but this is probably one of the key things in training that people miss out, which is why they don't get results, which is why, just going back to the classes, why the classes don't get you results, because there is nothing in there in the class that's tracking that. Even if your instructor says, did you do that last week? Oh, go up again. They're not looking at your form. You're not writing down your reps. You're just thinking about getting through it. Whereas when we track our reps, our weights, our form, we know every single session we're going in with a plan, because we've got the plan written down. We're going in with purpose, and now we're going to aim to go with progressive overload. That is our purpose, is to go and beat our score from the last week. And then the gym turns into like a bit of a fun game, if you're that way inclined. For me, it does anyway. I like going in not thinking, or I like going in not thinking and just looking at my logbook and thinking, okay, last week I did that. This week I'm doing that. I'm doing it. Like, there's no, should I try that? Like, that, for me, progressive overload, that's what I should be doing. That's what I'm doing. It takes the thought out of it. It takes that need of being super motivated every time to go to the gym, because you've got your plan. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to beat. Okay, it makes everything so much simpler to go and get them results. That was a biggie. So let's just summarize where we're up, because it does all lead into each other. So we've got a plan. We're not smashing the classes. We're now tracking the plan, and we're not changing the plan. And hopefully this has come through quite easily. that by me saying tracking workouts, logging workouts, you're obviously not going to go in every single week and change them workouts. Okay. When you've got your plan, girlies, you are going to stick to that plan. Again, a bit of a minefield for me, minimum 8 weeks. And then look at changing up if you need to. But if you're enjoying it and you're progressing and you're seeing results, you do not need to change it. Okay? So do not chop and change your plan, because this is something. So again, progressive overload is how we get the results. Adaptation to them exercises is what the results looks like. In simple terms, your body adapts to the exercise, and that's how your muscles change and grow and give you that shape, is that your body's adapting to them exercises. If we are chopping and changing our workouts every single session, you are not giving your body a chance to adapt to the exercises. You're not giving your body time to change, to get results. You're literally rolling yourself back. Okay, so the importance of having a plan and sticking to a plan is so your body can adapt and change to it, and that's where the shape change comes in. Okay, I hope this is hitting. Hope it's making sense. You know, you can always DM me if it's not, and I'll go into it in more detail. That was the biggie for me on the top tips, is that regardless of being a beginner, regardless of not being a beginner, maybe this is helping you anyway, but getting a plan and sticking to it is really, really important, because if we're new, it's going to help us with purpose. If we're not new and we've gone to the gym, but we've been chopping or changing our workouts, then this is the key piece that you're missing. So anyone who's listening to this, hopefully this is helping. Oh God, I feel like I need a breather. I feel like I need a timeout. Ain't got time for that because I've actually got to go to the gym. Okay, so next one then is unsolicited advice in the gym. Okay, so we're going to sort of park that now. We know the first few steps of getting comfortable, getting confident, getting a plan, sticking to the plan. But then what do we do? Because this is so common and fucking annoys me, right? When we're in the gym and we're doing our plan and we're building our confidence up, and let's call it Larry, because actually 9 times out of 10 it is a fella that does this. It is. Comes up to you and says, I see you doing them back squats. I see you, you know, you're in here, you're doing your plan. You're doing it wrong, you know. Sorry, what? Yeah. You want to be doing it like this. Bearing in mind, Larry is, you know, in his 50s, in his 60s, his form's horrendous. He hasn't got a fucking clue, but he feels like he needs to help you. And this happens not all the time, by the way. Not every, you know, not to most people, but to some people. And I know it because it's happened to my one-to-one clients in the past. So when we get unsolicited advice, it can really knock our confidence. It can really knock our confidence, and to think, oh God, people are watching me, and now people are thinking I'm doing it wrong. You're not, okay? That's a them problem, not a you problem. And the next point that I'm going to give you is really going to help you manage this. But if anyone ever comes up to you in the gym, I'm talking about someone not working in the gym, by the way, just a gym goer. You have to just hold your face, hold your composure. Don't give them the finger, but hold your composure and say, I appreciate your advice, but I'm good, thank you. And say it in that. You have got the power now. He's come in and I'm saying, hey, let's call them they have come in and pushed your boundaries. They shouldn't be commenting on your workouts. It's got nothing to do with them. You know, you might be following something that someone's told you to do a specific way, which, by the way, has happened to me, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But they might be coming in to tell you something, and they're pushing your boundaries. It's now up to you. If you're watching this on video, it's very visual for you, but it's now up to you to come in and push them back out of your boundaries and say, I appreciate you trying to help, but I am good. Thank you. And say it in that tone, with that confidence, and back yourself, because that is setting your boundaries. So let me tell you about the story that happened to me, right? So I was doing a single leg deadlift in the gym. Okay, so single leg deadlift, 2 dumbbells, or a B stance deadlift, which is whatever. It's where you're hovering your leg anyway, and you're working on one leg. And a fella came up to me, big meathead, by the way, as well. So good job, I'm not fucking intimidated, because I would have been out. comes to me and said, you know you're meant to do that with 2 legs to hit your hamstrings, don't you? Like, he weren't even being helpful. He was just being a knobhead. And I said, I'm actually doing a single leg deadlift so I can focus on my on my instability on my other leg. Now, it's a good job I had the answer. And he went, oh, and just walked off. And I thought, wow, people actually do that. To be fair, that's the only thing that's happened to me in recent years. But I thought, people have not got a fucking clue about other people and how they feel. And that's why when I'm in the gym, I always try and smile at everyone. Even if from a coaching perspective, I'm thinking maybe they could have a little bit of help on that technique. I would never go up to someone and say, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong. You've got to remember, girls, unsolicited advice is a them problem, not a you problem. They're doing that to feed their ego, to hold their stance in the gym, or maybe they are trying to do it to feel better, but in the world as we know it, even though sometimes we try and do something to help, you have to think of the other ends of that, or the opposite sides of that. I'm trying to help, but actually, how's that person going to feel if I do that? And that's not they're doing. No, that's not what they're doing. They're just thinking, oh, I'm going to help and that'll make me feel good. Bosh. They're not thinking if that's going to make me feel uncomfortable. So unsolicited advice, we're just going to shut them down and say, I'm good, I've got a plan, thank you anyway though. And you know what, be a fucking bit patronising with it. Why not? Okay, now let's go to the flip side. If a PT comes up to you in the gym and they are working in the gym and they come up and they say, I see you do that deadlift, would it be okay if I maybe gave you a different way to do it? You don't want to be patronising to them, because as someone who's worked on the gym floor before, they're probably trying to help, and also it's freaking boring being a PT on the gym floor, being a gym instructor on the gym floor. If you've got no one to talk to, it's pretty lonely, and all they're probably trying to do is make you feel better and have a chat with you. So you can either take on their advice, or you can say, yeah, sure, why not? If you want to. If you don't want to, you can say, actually, I'm a little bit time bound on my session. Thanks anyway. Now, the reason I'm giving you 2 options is because I've had this scenario with one of my clients. Obviously, I coach her. I coach her feedback. She sends me her videos. I coach through them. I know she was doing it right. She sent me the video. The PT went and gave her some technically incorrect advice. So we've got swings and roundabouts, okay? Is that if you want to take someone's advice in the gym, that's absolutely fine. You can do that and you can entertain it. And do you know what? Probably 9 times out of 10 it will help you. But if you don't want to, or you're working with a coach, or you know that you're doing that form correct because you're working with someone, you can just say, do you know what? I'm quite time bound on this session. I'm all good, thank you. It is totally up to you the advice that you take, because you're setting the boundaries. Okay, so very much be aware of that, girls, that it's okay to set boundaries when you're in the gym, and own that shit. Own it, okay? But also just be aware, PTs, gym instructors, they might genuinely just be trying to help and have a chat with you. Okay, so the next one then, which is going to be a follow-on from this, you might be listening thinking, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I actually don't have a coach, and I don't have anyone to tell me if this form is going right. Here we go. So if you obviously have a coach, you should be sending them form feedback. If you're not sending them form feedback, you should be, because how do they know you're doing it technically correct? What are you paying them for? So get your form feedback sent to your coach. If you don't have a coach, right, this is what you're going to do. We're just going to use barbell back squat because it's our example in this episode. You're going to film your barbell back squat when you're doing it, okay? You do not need to have a tripod in the gym to do some filming. You need a water bottle and a mobile phone. And you can lean your mobile phone against your water bottle, film yourself doing it, job to go do. And if you haven't already realised, guys, a lot of people are filming in gyms now, and they're not doing it to be vain. That is not what you're doing it for. You are doing it to better yourself. You are doing it to make sure you are exercising safely. Okay? There is nothing wrong with filming yourself in the gym. You are not a vain person. Okay, let's just cover that. You're then going to video it. You're then going to go home, or if you've got time in the gym, Google barbell back squat. Okay, actually, I've got a freebie for you. In the link in my bio on Instagram, you might want to pause this. You can go and download my Gym Fear to Gym Fearless guide. What a plug. But you can. And in there is me breaking down all the big gym movements step by step, so you have that confidence to know what you're looking for. So go to the link in my bio, or you can send me a DM and say, I want the Gym Fearless guide. It's free. Download it, look through them exercises. It's really massively actually going to help you. So, and play. So if you haven't got the Gym Fearless guide, you can go on YouTube, put whatever exercise in you're doing, and look at the video and be like, right, does my video look like that video? You are literally form checking yourself, okay? But again, it's all about building confidence. Doing that is going to build your confidence to go, I know I'm doing this exercise safely and correctly. But also you might look at your video and think, fucking hell, I look nothing like that. And then you can go and you can change it and you can try again. Because the gym is all about trial and error. It's all about learning. It's all about progressing, getting better. You know, one of the funniest things I ever hear people say is, why do you go to the gym? You don't need to go to the gym. Sorry, what? You don't need to go to the gym, like you're in shape. Yeah, because I go to the gym and have done for years and want to keep going. Like, mind blown. So remember, everybody is still going to the gym because they want to better themselves. They want to be better, be stronger, maybe have a performance goal, whatever. They're in there for them. Did I cover that before? Did I? Don't think I did. Let's quickly cover that then. So, point whatever that was, film it, cover it, film it, watch it back. Are you making progress? Does it look like that? That's a good way to coach yourself, okay? Or go to my link in my bio, Gym Fearless free download. Okay, so this is the second to last point anyway, is everyone is in there for themselves, right? Everybody's going to the gym to better themselves, to progress themselves. The priority is them. It's not you. One of the most powerful phrases in life that I've been using, thinking about recently, ready for this? No one cares. Nobody cares more than themselves what you're doing or what you look like, or anything in life about you. They don't care about that more than they care about themselves. And that's what we've got to take into the gym as well, is that yes, we've covered, you might get a judgy fucker looking at you thinking, oh, she's doing that wrong, blah, blah, blah. But that's a them problem. That's a negativity on them. They'll quickly soon go back to trolling themselves and pulling themselves down. Okay, so moving on. But the majority of people don't give a shit about what you're doing in the gym in the nicest way possible. They don't. They care about themselves, what they look like and what they're doing. Okay, so really take that on board. And I'm going to take that and put it into this point now. Okay, the cloak of confidence, the cloak of gym confidence. This is so powerful. And may have heard me talk about this on other podcasts. The cloak of confidence is, in Harry Potter when he's got his invisibility cloak, right? And he puts it on, it's invisible. Duh. This is a cloak of confidence, okay? It might not be real confidence, but sometimes fake it till we make it. It's the best thing that we can do, okay? If we want to be something and act like someone, sometimes we just got to start out pretending to be that person to become it. So the cloak of confidence, gym confidence, is literally going into the gym, and you'll notice at the very beginning of this podcast, I was like, find out where the changing rooms are, find out where the toilets are, okay? So when you go into the gym, you normally have maybe like a wheel or put your stuff in the changing rooms. That's where you put on your cloak of confidence, and you walk out into the gym and you are like, right, I am here, I have my plan, I know what I'm doing. Even if inside you're thinking, oh my god, is everyone looking at me? Like, that's, feel it inside, but on the outside, you are confident, you've got your plan, you know what you're doing, okay? Honestly, when I say there are so many people that will be doing that in the gym, that you will look at and think they really look like they know what they're doing. But inside, they'll be thinking, I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing this right. Because being in the gym is actually, like I said, it's all about learning, it's all about progressing. But as long as we rock up and we have this cloak of confidence on, that we're doing the exercises and we're like, yeah, I'm doing it right. Even if you look at that video you've recorded and you're like, shit, I was not doing that right. It doesn't matter, because you probably would have looked like you were doing it right anyway. And not that it matters what anyone else thinks of you in the gym, by the way. Like I said, no one cares. But also, I don't want to be that person who's like, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. We're human. We're bothered by what people think. We're real. So I would rather give you a hack that is just going to help you deal with that, rather than be like, don't think about it. That's fucking useless, isn't it? That's not useful for anyone. So you do have to remember that no one cares in the gym. They genuinely don't, I promise you that. And if they do, it's a them problem, not a you problem. Cloak of confidence is going to be a game changer, because it's going to help you get into that routine. So you go in, you go to put your cloak of confidence on, walk out and be like, right, I'm going to smash this plan. And I'm telling you now, week after week, that cloak of confidence will wear thinner and thinner. And actually, you're going to rock up to the gym one day and not need to put it on, because you are confident. You are gym confident. But I promise you, you have to keep going. You have to keep showing up for that to become reality. Finish the sentence. Okay. Last one then. Where are we? 35. Bit of a long one. Last one then for us guys today. Before we go into the last one, I'm so like my dad, by the way, just as a little caveat on this. My dad's one of them people, love him, big Tommy T. All right, Dad, gotta go now, gotta go. All right, babe, all right. All right, well, what are you doing for your tea tomorrow? I'm like, okay, cool. Gotta go, Dad, just working, Sand. Have you spoken to your nan? Like, one of them. And I feel like that's what I'm like. Okay, guys, last point. Before the last point, you got something in. Before the last point down, we are going to summarise. We know rocking up to the gym, signing up to the gym to get our results is what we're going to do. First time we go, toilets, cardio, suss out where it is. Second time we go, we're going to have a plan, we're going to have purpose. We're then going to start to track the plan, track the purpose, and go for progressive overload. Anyone gives us unsolicited advice, we're not bothered. We're going to set the boundaries. It's done. It's a them problem, not a you problem. We're going to film our workouts to make sure we're doing them right, or send them to a coach. And each time we go to the gym, we're going to put that cloak of confidence on. We've got our plan. I know what I'm doing. And eventually, I will not need to put the cloak on, because I'm going to be confident. Nailed it. We've absolutely nailed it. The last thing I am going to say, as much as I am backing you to go to the gym and do these workouts, if you are, well, you're listening to this, I know you are, wanting shape change / fat loss / muscle growth, you've got to remember the gym is not going to just purely equal that. We've got to match it up with our food, with our daily habits, with our stress levels, with our sleep. So yes, the gym is going to massively help on your results, but it is not the whole piece, okay? It is a puzzle with multiple different pieces. The gym is a big piece, but your nutrition is bigger a little bit, okay? Your nutrition, then you've got your stress, your sleep. That's what you've got to understand, is that when we go to the gym, yes, I want you to give yourself a big fat gold star, but also when we leave the gym, everything else that goes on around the gym is going to decide what happens with the effort we've put in the gym, if that's going to transfer over into results. Okay, the gym is the stimulus. The gym is the strength, the confidence. It's a stimulus. I can't even think of another word for it. The gym is going to stimulate, and then the nutrition, the sleep, the stress, the hydration, the steps, all of them other pieces is then going to make that stimulus work. So that's what I want you to think about, okay? It's all one big puzzle, and finding them pieces to fit is then what gets our results. What a freaking great analogy, by the way. Imagine, here we go, let's finish on this and then we'll wrap it up. Imagine your ultimate results in a puzzle, okay? And all of the pieces of that puzzle are your gym workouts, your nutrition, managing your social occasions, your sleep, your stress. And when we fit all of them pieces together, that's where we have the finished product of your results. Boom. Wow. Okay, we're done. I'm gonna finish it on that one, girls. All right, well, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please drop me a rating on Spotify. That always helps. Drop me a DM if you want the Gym Fear to Gym Fearless guide. And I will catch you next time. Have a good one. Speak to you soon. Love you. Bye.